Hello everyone, welcome back to Cloudy Tech. Please subscribe for more videos. So our topic for today is Azure Key Vaults. What are they? How can I use them? And we will have one demo how to create the Key Vault. So first, what is the Key Vault? Azure Key Vault is a cloud service by Azure. Enables you to securely store and access secrets in the cloud. So as we can see here from Microsoft document, we can see about Azure Key Vault and what is included. We have secrets, keys, and certificates. I will keep this link in the description for your information. Secrets can be anything that you want to tightly control access to, such as API keys, passwords, certificates, or cryptographic keys, for example. We will just jump to another document from Microsoft to see this diagram. Here we can see administrator with Azure subscription create and manage the key vaults. Here we can see the key vault, it's created and access granted for developer, for example, based on the URI for keys, and for security administrator, if you have a security team, we can grant them the access using logins for keys. So we have two different access, the RBAC and the policies for the keys. So for example, if I give the security the RBAC access read or contributor, that doesn't mean he have the availability to access the key vault for the secrets or the certificate. To get access for it, we need to add them to access policy. Just want to add one more thing. For the Key Vault supports two types of containers, vaults and managed hardware security module, which called HSM pools. As we said before, the vaults are used to store secrets such as keys, password, and certificates. You can think of a vault as a safe that you can use to store your secrets. I will keep also this link in the description for more info. And we will jump to the portal to create a new key vault. As we mentioned before, we can just click directly here, or we can just type key vault in the search bar, and we will hit create for our new key vault. So we start with the basics: subscription, resource group. We'll give it a name. We'll choose the nearest region. Pricing tier, we will keep it as a standard for this demo. Here we have soft delete. Soft delete, that means we have 90 days to restore it in case we delete the key vault. We will hit review and create. Just to see if we have any error, and I want to show you because I jumped directly from basic to review and create. I didn't check the access policy, networking, or tags, so we can check them, or we can just hit create. I will show you the access policy here. We can give vault access policy or RBAC Azure role-based access control. Okay, we'll just keep the access policy. Here we can choose for what we want to use this key vault. We can give access or use the key vault for virtual machines or resource manager for template or Azure disk encryption for my demo, I can choose 3 of them. For your demo or for your work, you can just choose specifically for what you want to create this key vault. It's recommended to have for each one a separate key vault. If I want to have a disk encryption, I will create one key vault and choose Azure Disk Encryption for volume encryption only. I will unmark these two. We will wait a couple of seconds. Yes, we are ready to create. So the deployment is running now. As I mentioned for the HSM, they are tamper resistant and provide a high level of security. So that means you can use it safely in the cloud. We'll check the notification, deployment in progress. As you can see here, the resource is created or creating. Yeah, okay. It's created now. We will go to the resource. As we can see, this is our first cloud key vault. On the left side, we can see objects, as we mentioned, keys, secret, and certificate. And here we can see the details of our key vault. Okay. And we have the access configuration. We will talk about it. Let's start to create our first key. So here we can generate or import if we have already a key. We will create a new one. We will generate one. Key type of the encryption. We will go with the RSA, and the size we can choose the minimum or maximum, most secure one. Set activation key. That means I want to activate this key right now on this date. When I hit check, it will show me when I want to start this key activation key. And also I have a policy for expiration. If I want to enable it, I can enable it from here, or I can just keep it. No option, that means it will not expire. And I can configure also the key rotation policy from here by choosing the expiry time. We'll hit create. Now we have our first key created. We will go to the secret. Secret we can consider it as the password of the application. For example, we will generate a new one. We will choose manual. We will name it. The vault, secret vault, the password. And we can also set the activation date and expiration date. We can choose any date we want, and we can choose the expiry date that we want. We can enable it now or later. We will enable it now. As we can see, our secrets created. By clicking on it, we can see the version and the status of our secret. If we click on it, we will see the full details, created, updated, and the secret identifier, the path URL for our secret. And we have one option here. We can show, we can see the secret, or we can just copy it. We can see it now, and we can hide it. We don't do any change, so we will just close this one. And let's check access configuration. So for access configuration, we have, as we mentioned before, we have Vault Access Policy or RBAC, which is recommended to use the Vault Access Policy. We'll go to the Access Policy. So what we can see here, we can see my user is available already for get, list, update, create, recover, backup, restore, get rotation policy, set rotation policy, and restore. I have full permission on this key vault. If I want to add, I can add. Firstly, I need to get the permission for what access exactly I need to give. For the key, for the secret, for the certificate, I can choose all of them in bulk, or if I want to specify which policy access I need to give, like most recommended to give a get and list. If require more extra access, we can give them, but it's not recommended to give all permission in bulk. Here I just give for keys, secret, and certificate only. I didn't give for the privileged key, operation, or rotation policy, because we are talking about certificate, secret, and keys for this demo. Principal, here I need to add user principal ID to whom I need to give this policy access. To access the key vault, to get and list permission of the secret key of the key vault. Application is optional, review and create. As I don't have any other user here, I will just show you. Yeah, it's required. Okay, once I have another user here or service principal, I can add it and I can give the permission for it. And that's all for our demo. Thank you everyone.